Another day, another migraine. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to Lucy Makes. My name is Lucy. I am a knitter and spinner based in St. Paul, Minnesota, and once a month I pop in here to tell you about what I'm knitting. So let's get into it, shall we? The big one that I haven't talked about yet is I finished my wave sweater on the night of August 31st. It's done. It's so heavy. I'll pop the review for this in at the end of the month with the rest of the things I finish in September. And then September is also gonna be when I do the primarily most of my gift knitting. So I'm gonna try and crank through as much of it as I can. Start with the first completed gift knit, which is this baby sweater that I made for my cousin who's having her first baby in October. I knit the 6 to 12 month size. This is the Sprinkles on Top sweater by Farm to Needle, but I very heavily modified it. It's a free pattern and there was some weirdness. So I heavily modified it. I basically just kept stitch counts the same and then did my own thing. So that's done. And then we'll talk about the gifts that I'm working on right now. First one is an essential beanie by Andrea Gaughan. This is for my dad. This is an adult extra large of the essential beanie, and it's got a lot of stretch. My dad complains about not being able to find hats that fit his head, so he's gonna get a hat from me for Christmas every year for the rest of time. I've been using my husband, who also has a big head, as my fit model for this, and he said it fits good, so there we are. I might be able to finish this today. I've basically knit the entire length and then I just have to do crown shaping and finish it out. So today or tomorrow, I think I can finish this. Someone outside isn't having fun. This is also in Ultra Wool Decay by Barocco. And then this is the Morton cowl. I will look up the designer and put the name right here. This is the Morton cowl. This is for my mom. This is knit with 2 different strands of Malabrigo yarn in different colorways. In this case, the main color is Machida in Cielo y Tierra, and the accent color is Mecha in Polar Morn. And you can see there's that beautiful stitch. I'm really liking the way these colors are developing so far. So I'll talk you through my gift knit plans, basically. And I've got a cat down here. My gift knit plans are essentially, there's 3 hats to be made, a pair of gloves, and a cowl. Those are the gift knits. My husband is getting a hat and gloves, he knows about this. And then I have hats for my dad and my father-in-law, and then my mom's getting a cowl. So I think I might be able to finish all of these in September. We'll see. It might bleed over into October, but knitting that many accessories in 1 month doesn't seem out of the question. It just depends on my health and my disability access stuff. So we'll see. Ehlers Danlos continues to be Ehlers Danlosing. So I'm sitting on the floor right now, leaning against my bed. I did manage to get out of the house today. I got to see Sierra from the Hooligan Knitter and Johanna from Femme Knitted today before they took off for the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival. I have a sneaking suspicion that there might be a haul video from them out by the time that this video comes out. So please check that out. They are lovely, and it was really, really good to see them and finally meet Johanna in person. Very happy they were able to come up from Florida to come see us and have breakfast at a diner with me. It was really fun. So that's kind of where we're at. Oh, the brain fog. I am gonna drink some kombucha and do some knitting. And maybe have a snack. Or is it close enough for me to start dinner? I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna go knit. He's a bunny. Hi. What? Where you going? Bunny. I'm unloved in this house. Right. Here's a quick check-in kind of on the gift knitting scene over here. I've got some updates to share, so I thought I would do that really quick. If you hear weird noises coming from the back, that is my Instant Pot. I am making pot roast before D&D, so that's going in the background. First things first, let's talk about the second finished object for September, which is this essential beanie in Woolstock DK, or Ultra Wool DK. This is for my dad. I knit an adult extra large, which I've already stated, I believe, and the single fold option for the essential beanie. There it is. This took a little less than a week for me to make. And then I have already started on the second essential beanie that I am knitting for gifts. You can see that. This one is also in Ultra Wool DK, just in a light blue color. I just got started on this today, but I figure I'll knit on that during D&D. And then the big one being, here's the current state of the Morton cowl. You can see there's that really cool slip stitch pattern. I've got a good amount of yarn left of each so far, and I'm shortening this pattern significantly. The original pattern says to knit for 36 inches and then seam up the back for the cowl. I'm gonna knit to 20 and then seam up the back, because the 36 inches will leave it kind of like dangling down here, and I think that'll be less what I want for this gift than for it to be kind of a closer fitting item that its recipient can just put on while going to walk the dog. So there's that. We had a brief dip into fall weather. I know this isn't a weather channel, but we had a brief dip into fall weather this weekend, and it was really, really fabulous. And now we're heading back into the 80s. So I'm enjoying this day to wear my Lunin polo before I have to go back to tank tops exclusively. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple more rows knit on this. I'm currently at 15 inches in length. I have 5 more inches before I seam up the back, and I think I'm just gonna knit the live stitches to the cast on edge when I get to that point. And we'll see how much I can get done before D&D while I monitor my Instant Pot. I know I've used the Instant Pot a million times. I know how to use it. Every time I'm like, what if this is the time it sets my whole house on fire? So this is high functioning anxiety. I also am having a little bit of a bad hair day today, so I've got some big old clips in my hair. And one set of my bangs are distinctly more curly than the other. Oh well, I'm gonna go work on this. So there's been some progress on the gift knitting front. First things first, I'll show you the third finished project for September, our third finished gift knit for this year, the Morton cowl. It's done. I've got it here on pins blocking right now. I'm gonna let it sit out in the sun today and kind of cook up and dry out. I thought this was nice. I liked this stitch pattern. I think it's really pretty. Let me actually pick that up so you can get a better look at it. I think it's a beautiful stitch pattern. And I think with shortening the length, the fit is gonna be a lot nicer for what I want it to be. I can't even find it now that I've pinned it, but I did a little kind of invisible seam with duplicate stitch for sewing it together. I thought I was going to knit it together, and then I wasn't loving the way it was looking with me knitting it together, and I was like, I'll just seam it. The seam I think looks really nice. I'll see if I can find it later when I talk about the ratings for everything. But yeah, the other gift knit we're currently working on is that second of my 3 essential beanies for a lot of the men in my family. Everyone's getting an essential beanie this year. Second one, this is again in an adult extra large, just like the other one, in a different color of Ultra Wool DK, and I'm liking it. I like this color a lot. This is a color I really enjoy, and I hope its recipient really likes it. The third essential beanie, I'll grab the yarn right over here. The third essential beanie is going to my husband. He knows what he is receiving because he picked out the yarn. He went into my stash, and for his matching essential beanie and Midtown Mitts set, he requested Oscar from the Fiber MacGyver. This is in their worsted alpaca and merino base, as I've talked about before. I made my muscle bra out of this. He wanted an essential beanie and matching gloves out of this, and I think it'll be really nice. I'm gonna make an adult extra large for him as well. And yeah, there it is. It's such a good green. God, if you can't tell my feelings about the color green just by everything about me and the room I stand in and the yarn I use, it's so good. It's so good. Other than that, those are the knitting updates. I definitely think I can finish everything by the end of September. I don't think I'm being delusional at all. Today's the 11th. I think I'm gonna absolutely cruise through the rest of this hat now that the Morton cowl is done, and then pick up the next hat and the gloves, cruise through those, and then I think my next project is I'm gonna pick up that cameo vest by Orlane Suka, and work on that, because I'm wearing this dress. This is from Tradlands. This is their Nell dress in like a new print they have. Because I saw it in green and I was like, I gotta get it, because I have no self-control. Wouldn't this just be the cutest thing with a little like crew neck button up cabled vest for fall and winter with like tights and boots and jean jacket? Oh, I think that would be really cute. I just love, I love a comfy dress, and I love to wear them all year long. So having little items I can use to really all season this dress, I would love. So yeah, I think that's the plan. So in the meantime, oh god, I'm gonna get some work done on this. I have D&D tonight. We're on such a roll as of last session that we decided that we're gonna play tonight, because our usual show we watch on Wednesdays is not coming out this week. We've got a week or two off before the new season starts. That show, of course, being Dimension 20. So we've got a little while before the new season, Misfits and Magic Season 2 starts, which gives everybody in the group plenty of time to watch the first season if they haven't. If you're looking for things to watch while knitting, highly recommend. If you, like me, used to be a Harry Potter fan before J.K. Rowling was the worst person on the planet, or advertised that she was the worst person on the planet, highly recommend Misfits and Magic. It's great. It's really, really fun. Abria Iyengar is an incredible DM, and the cast is so strong. Brennan Lee Mulligan, Erica Ishii, Lou Wilson, and Danielle Radford are fantastic as American exchange students going to a hoity-toity British school for wizards. So I'm excited about that new season. I wasn't expecting to get a new Misfits and Magic season, but I'm looking forward to it. And so while we're waiting for that to come out, we're going to play some more D&D tonight. And so I should be able to get a really good amount of this done, I think. Yeah. While we're busy skulking around a pirate city, I'll have plenty of time to cook on this hat, because I think I'm going to be on the B team for tonight's adventures. I think I've got the lower stakes stuff to do. I'm not going to invade any things. I'm going to go talk to, like, an artificer, and that's going to be what I do tonight. Sorry, you don't care about what I'm doing in D&D. All right, I'm gonna go work on this and have some lunch. It's been a week. It's been a week, if you can't tell by my face. It's been a tough week, but I did get a lot of knitting done, so I'll show you the updates. First update, my second essential beanie is completed. It's a little tag I put on for keeping track of what's going to who for Christmas. I also, Morton cowl is off the blocking mats, and I thought now that it was, let me actually find it because I can't find it on the right side of the work. I can show you that beautiful invisible seam that I did. Can you even tell where it is? It's not really showing up on camera, but you can tell back here, there is a seam. I did a little duplicate stitch seam, and I think it looks really nice. I forgot to mention this, you guys know this. This is my Chained Oblivion cardigan by Kelsey Garner. I'm trying to get more wear out of it, trying to make myself like it a little bit more, because it was such a painful process to knit. But right now I'm in the middle of my third and final essential beanie for the holiday season. This one is going to my husband. This is a worsted weight one. The other two that I've done have been DK, and they've knit up incredibly fast, so I don't think the worsted will be any different. Let me get my little pile reorganized. So, I believe I've already discussed this yarn. You've seen it a million times. It's such a fabulous green. I cast this on yesterday morning, and I've done a lot of knitting on it already. I think I'm almost to the 5-inch mark, which means I'm almost halfway through the length in not even 2 days of working on it. Mostly like 1 day of working on it. Yeah, so that's exciting. I have a couple other things to talk about. One of them is going to take a little work to bring over here, so I'll probably reset my camera to show you. One of them's right behind me though, so we'll talk about this. So, you know this about me, I'm a planner, I love notes, I love to plan things out, and if you've noticed on my yarn wall, most of these baskets are empty now, with the exception of 3. There's 3 baskets with yarn still in them, and it's the yarn for my ruka pullover, my thalia shawl, and my cameo vest. And so I thought once those are empty, it would be nice to do a restock of it with the yarn that I have quietly been collecting for my projects for next year, because I'm always afraid colors are going to go out of stock. So I've quietly been buying yarn for next year. I also went through a lot of my stash and gave some things away, and I'm donating some things. Specifically, when I did my stash tour last month, I talked about the La Bien Amie DK weight in Calliope. I actually gave those 2 skeins to my friend Steph because they felt so her. So let's talk a little bit about this. I have been quietly putting all of the yarn for next year in this basket. Some of this is new, some of this is yarn I've had in stash, but I decided to organize in this basket, so I knew it was part of the restock I was gonna do for my baskets. Specifically, 3 of these colorways are new. So I suppose let's talk about that. 2 of these are in the same base, and then one of them is a different base, but one that I've used before, so they'll be kind of familiar. So let's go ahead and talk about the new stuff. Get some things out. Okay, so we'll talk about these ones that are in the same base first. This is, of course, my beloved Pishkin by the Farmer's Daughter Fiber in 2 different colors. This one is Winter Wolf, and this one is Pretty Shield. I wasn't sure how this red was gonna look on me, but I think it's gonna be cute. A gray is a gray, so a gray is gonna be fine, but I wasn't sure if this was gonna be my red. I think it'll be nice. Like I said, I'm not like I've never had a color analysis. I don't know what I am, but I think these will be nice. These are for some very specific plans I have for the new year. This one is going to be for the Louder sweater by Rebecca Clow. I'm planning on doing it pretty early in the new year. Not the first thing I'm planning on doing once my current projects are done, but I think the second. It's really fabulous. I'm planning on doing it a little oversized in this gray. I think a nice cozy, a slightly oversized gray cabled sweater will be really nice. So I'll shove that back in the basket. Pretty shield I am planning on using for the Dustland cardigan by Stephen West. I thought a cute little red cardigan with jeans would be really fun. Heavily textured, of course, because my magpie eye cannot be stopped. And yeah, I love this fiber base. Look at the ply on this. It's all Rambouillet and it's so squidgy, and it's not, I had a friend who told me they don't think it's soft because it's not like merino. It's not like slippery, soft on the fingers. Like it feels a little, how would I describe it? It feels not cottony, but it feels kind of, it's not, it's squidgy. It's really, really squishy fiber. It's got a lot of bounce to it. It's really nice. I think it's very soft and it's not itchy at all, but it's a little sturdier than some of my merino things. Yeah. We'll talk about the other new thing. This is, I'm very excited about this one. This is Pearl Soho Plenty in golden green, which I am planning on doing the Johnny sweater by Orlane Suka in. God, it's fabulous. I love a green like this. Obviously, I love any kind of green, if you can't tell, but this kind of green is so nasty and specific. I have a little corduroy pinafore dress that I bought from someone I follow on Instagram, actually. Earth Curated. And I bought this little pinafore dress from them, and I was like, you know what would be so comfy, cute, cozy in the fall and winter is that pinafore dress with tights and boots with like a turtleneck or a black shirt underneath it, and then the Johnny sweater over it. Because it's a navy corduroy pinafore dress with this on top, I think would be so fabulous and really, really comfy. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. The other stuff in here is stuff you are familiar with. I have the things that I talked through that were going to be part of my Vertices shawl, my Vertices Unite shawl, stuffed in here, and the extra Woolstock DK in Fog. Not Woolstock, I keep calling it Woolstock. Ultra Wool DK in Fog from my Lunan Polo, which I'm planning on actually using to make the Bonbec hood by Emily Louise. Thought it would be a nice thing to throw on with like a heavy winter coat. I also have what's left of my Life in the Long Grass harbor on the moon base, so I can use this for a muscle bra and a ripple bralette in the new year. So that's living in here too. That'll be part of the restock. And there's 2 final skeins that are coming in the mail at some point. From Sun Valley Fibers, which I see Sun Valley Fibers every year at Shepherd's Harvest. Their booth is fantastic and it's so full of color. They're really, really good at colorways. If you go on their website, you can sort by colorways, where you can go in and be like, do I want warms? Do I want cools? Do I want mini sets, neutrals? And then they have every color of the rainbow. You click it and there's 12 options for every color pretty much. So like their greens, their blues, everything. I got 2 skeins of a very flat, dark black from them, which I also plan to make a ripple bralette in because I feel like a ribbed black tank top would be really, really nice. So that's coming at some point. Yeah. Also, I know that I wore this dress, I think the last time I filmed. It is a different day. This is my current hyperfixation outfit because sometimes the mental health be hitting, and this is so easy. It's so comfy too. I just really like it. It's really good. So that's this. And I thought it was so pretty to have in a basket. I don't have a problem, I promise. This is just like, this has all been organized for projects. This has all been bought for projects. And I've been doing a really good job of not buying yarn this year, so. Not that I need to explain myself, but It's fine. The other thing, I will reset my camera and I will show you, because we need to take a little trip over to my spinning wheel to talk about what I've been working on. So this is my spinning wheel. I was not able to find a good way to set this camera up, so I'm just kind of crouching over while I show you my wheel. I've been doing some spinning since I've been so ahead for Christmas knits this year. Since I've been flying through it this September, I have actually found some more time to spin, which has been really nice. This is the fiber that I bought at Shepherd's Harvest this last year. I can't remember the name of the company or the fiber. I'll put it up here. I'll rewatch my video from May and I'll put it up here. But I do know that this fiber is a blend of merino, silk, and yak, and I have been slowly working my way through this beautiful roving. And my goal for the end of the month is to also finish up this roving since I've been flying through my knits. So yeah, it's coming together pretty nice. I don't know if you can see very well. I have my drive line up here just so it doesn't unwind, but it's coming together very nice. I really like this color. It's a beautiful teal. I'm very into it. But yeah, maybe I'll get some footage of me spinning at some point so I can show you. All right, it's been a couple days and I have some updates. One is that the final of the Christmas hats is done. This one is going to my husband. I've also popped a little tag on there just to make sure I remember which one everybody gets. So all my gift knits have these little cardboard, not cardboard, but little cardstock tags that I got from Michael's on them now. So that's finished, and then I am almost done with the final gift knit, which is the matching glove to this Midtown mitt by the Knit Yorker. I've made these mitts a lot. They're just really, really simple, easy to make mitts. I can make one in like a day. So in the next day or two, I will make the matching one for this. And then all of my gift knitting for the holiday season will be finished, and it's not even October. So I got very excited about that and decided that I deserved a treat because of this. So one of these treats being I restocked my yarn wall with all of those yarns that I showed you the other day. And I also got a touch of castonitis. So we'll talk about the two things I've cast on. We'll start with the one I've got more progress on to start. This is the Cameo Vest by Teddy Besh. You can kind of see that knot stitch detail, and there's that twisted stitch detail at the front. That's gonna be right by the button band. I started this a couple days ago, and this of course is in the Big Cakes of Blue Sky Fibers wool stock in Highland Fleece. This is the state of the current skein, and then I have another 150 gram skein that is caked up and ready to go. The other one that I have, I started yesterday, which is my Thalia shawl by Sari Nordlund. I'm on section 2 of the pattern, and you can kind of see that little lace pattern is starting to show. And this is in Brooklyn Tweed Arbor in the colorway Spruce, which is such a nice green. I'm very excited about it. Also, I'm wearing a knit today. I forgot. I went out to go get coffee this morning and decided to wear a knit even though it's really quite warm. This is my Telesto tee by Yarn Flakes or Audrey Borrego. Yeah, that's most of what's going on at the moment as far as projects go. So plan is in the next couple days knit the second mitt, and I also think I can definitely finish the body length of the Cameo Vest in the next few days. Oh my goodness. This is my first week of a new schedule. I
because of my chronic pain stuff and chronic illness stuff, I've had to drop my hours at work. So now I work 4 10-hour shifts one week, 3 another. And so this is my second day off in a row in the middle of the week. And it's really nice. It's very relaxing. And I have so much time to get stuff done. I'm very excited. But in the meantime, the stuff I'm gonna get done, I think I'm gonna keep working on the cameo for a little bit, and then maybe I'll do a little work on the thaleia just so I can see a little bit more of this pattern start to take shape. This is just such a nice green. I'm so excited about it. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go do that. Maybe a little bit of spinning too. I've got a decent amount of my roving left, so maybe I'll try and get some of that done tonight. Another day, another opportunity for me to wear my overalls. It's been a little bit since I've filmed, a little more than a week, and I thought I'd update you on what's been going on. So remember that tiny little case of castanitis I mentioned? It's become a fully finished project. So this is my finished cameo vest. If it wasn't too warm today, I would be wearing it, but this is the cameo vest by Orlane Suka, or Teddy Besh, and it's done. I ended up going for my little flower buttons from Pigeon Wishes. If you saw that on Instagram, I was doing a vote for what buttons I should pick. Thanks for participating if you did. It was very helpful. But that's done. And the castanitis continued a little bit. So let's talk about that. First things first though, I don't think I've talked about my knitting bag that I love very much. This is from Rather Green. It's the Amiga tote. Got my little knitting pins on it. This one says Angry Feminist Knitter Club. This one is from the Little Shop of Pins. It's a Royal Dansk cookie that flips up and has a sewing kit inside. This one is a little spinning wheel that I got from Seattle Dye Works at Shepherd's Harvest, and a little yarnery pin. But yeah, I got it in green. You can customize it, so I added snaps to the top of mine because I wanted to be able to close it up. But yeah, so here's the things. The second glove is still on the needles. I did the increases for the thumb, and I am now just doing the last little bit of length before I split for the thumb and the rest of the hand. So it'll take me a day to finish once I do that. I'm just being a procrastinator about it because, you know, but oh well. And then there's been some progress on the thaleia shawl. You can see that texture is really starting to come out. I am so deeply in love with this deep forest green. It's really, really nice. And then let's talk about, it's not castanitis because technically it was already cast on, but months and months and months ago, I cast on the ruka sweater, and I had started the collar, and then I decided I didn't want to actually work on that right now. But its time has come. And here's my ruka so far. I'm working the color work chart. These are all Cascade colors. I believe they are, the white is called Aran, this electric blue is called Blue Velvet, and this, I think this light blue is Forget Me Not. But these are Cascade 220 Superwash Aran colors. And it feels, I don't know, something about these bright blues in this colorwork pattern feels so kind of old school, like very Nordic knitting to me, and I'm excited about it. If you haven't seen the pattern before, the ruka sweater by Nordlund starts with the white, or starts with this contrast color at the neck. You do another contrast color in this other light shade, or what I've chosen to do is do another contrast color in the light shade. And then the rest of the body after the yoke is knit in that main color, which for me is the Blue Velvet. The reason I have this yarn and decided to do this pattern was because I bought this yarn and eyeballed the shade wrong online. This was originally what I was thinking was going to be the blue for my Vargo, and it showed up and it was so electric blue, and I was like, that's not what I really want for this project. I want kind of more of a navy with white. And so I was like, well, what can I do with this yarn? I'm not gonna drop it. I was like, what can I do with this yarn? I was like, well, if I get another skein of the white, a skein of the light blue, I can make it into this very kind of fun shades of blue sweater. I don't know if this kind of cream is my color. I think it kind of is, because the cameo is that color too, and I don't think this looks weird on me. But I'm so pink, I don't know what my deal is. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, this is most of what I've been working on lately. I'm gonna turn off the air conditioning really quick. Oh no, not that. So the plan for the rest of the day is I am going to probably keep working on the ruka. I'm having a good time with this. Let's see where I can get to in the yoke chart. And then tonight I have D&D. So I'm either gonna work on probably either the thalia or the other mitt. Or maybe both. D&D is usually like a 4-hour experience, and I don't think it'll take 4 hours for me to finish the mitt. And I basically knit the whole time. So it might be both. It might be both. Yeah. In case you're curious about what we're doing in D&D, I don't know why you would be, but I am playing a Warforged Path of Wild Magic Barbarian, and we just got sent into a death trap by a government official, so we're gonna go yell at him. But yeah, I think we'll get some work done on this, and we'll kind of bop around. I'm usually a more monogamous knitter than this, and so this is kind of new for me. But these 3 items are the only knitting plans I have for the rest of the year. Everything else I have planned is for the new year. So we might be getting to some of that sooner than I thought. So I thought it might be nice to have a little bit of a talk about spinning, because I've been doing a little bit more of it and I haven't talked much about spinning on this channel. It's basically all been knitting, but I have shown occasional glimpses at what I've spun. So I thought it might be nice to talk about that. I don't know if you can see her. There is a bunny. There she is. There's a bunny right there. So I've got my little peanuts mug. Let's talk a little bit about spinning. The first thing I wanted to show, I finished spinning up the fiber that I got at Shepherd's Harvest. This was from Seattle Dye Works in Laurelhurst. And the blend is, I don't remember the exact percentages, but it is merino, silk, and yak. So there's kind of a gray cast to it. I don't know if you can get a good look at it in this lighting. I'll get B-roll of it in more direct sun, but there it is. I did a chain ply on this. Yeah. Because until recently I only had 2 bobbins, so a 2-ply yarn was not something I was really able to make. But now I have a 3rd bobbin, which, if you never had to buy something for a spinning wheel, it is hard to track down parts. So I had to buy from a yarn store I'd never heard of in Kansas called the Yarn Barn. They were the only ones I could find that would carry a bobbin that would fit my wheel. My wheel, by the way, here it is right here. I'll give some specs of it. It is a Castle single treadle wheel. It's a Lewitt S51. And I bought it secondhand. I think the barrier to entry for spinning is so high cost-wise. Like, it is really hard to get into it because it's so expensive to start. I bought this wheel secondhand from someone who I was in a knitting group with, who tried out spinning, decided it wasn't for them, and was looking to resell it. I think the wheel's original price is somewhere in the ballpark of $800, and I think I got it for $4. And we did the exchange in a Target parking lot. And I brought one of my guy friends with me, even though I knew this person. I was like, I just want to make sure I don't get axe murdered, because I'm a nervous person. What I'm spinning on it right now, I don't know if you can see, I also have a little quartz crystal hanging from it. Good luck, bring good vibes into the knitting and to the spinning. What I'm spinning on it right now, as you can kind of see, this is some Corriedale, some gray Corriedale that I've had for forever. Corriedale is itchy on me, so I can't wear it in a garment, but I can wear it in accessories on my hands, and I can wear it as a hat. I can do a scratchy yarn hat, I just can't do a scratchy yarn sweater, shawl, or cowl. So I'll say, in my experience of spinning things, Corriedale spins really nice and easy. This has been very lovely and easy to spin, especially after this bad boy. This, I think, with how rusty I was at spinning, like how long it had been since I had done it, this was punching above my weight. But I did get it done. And I'm gonna probably make it into a little hair scarf. But this has been delightfully easy, and I have plans to make it into a 2-ply yarn. So I have a ton of this Corriedale. I think I had like 370 grams of it. So I split it in two into little piles of math. Would it be 170? Yes, 170 gram piles. So the other half is in my bedroom, but my bedroom's a mess right now because I have to fold laundry. So I split it in half. I'm gonna spin up all this into singles, spin up the other half, and then I will ply it together. I have not done a 2-ply in a really long time, so we'll see how that goes. I don't remember where I got this fiber from as well. You can kind of see, but it drafts really easy. Yeah, and it spins up nice. It feels like a really sturdy single on here. I'll actually move you in closer so you can get a better view. But there it is. There's my little singles. And it's sturdy. It's not breaking easily, which is great because I have a tendency to overspin and break my singles. That is not happening here. Yeah, and I have plans to, like I said, make lots of really cabled mitts out of it. Little cabled hats and stuff. Oh, since I'm here, I didn't end up working on my mitt last night at D&D. I just kept working on the ruka because I've been having such a blast. And I didn't knit a ton because we were finding out big, exciting information. Ooh. But yeah, there it is. Very pleased with it so far. Yeah. I'm just gonna chill and spin. I'm gonna chill and do some spinning. I'll do some knitting on this probably just because I'm having so much fun working on it. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm not feeling super drawn to any of my projects right now, but this is the one I feel most drawn to, so I'm just going back to this. And I return to being a monogamous knitter once more. So yeah, I'm gonna have my tea, I'm gonna do some spinning, and that'll be that. And that's the end of another month. The time has been flying, and you can tell it has because I am filming this today on October 1st. Work has been interesting, so I'm a little late to the buzzer, but we've got several things to talk about that I made this month, and one thing to talk about that I made last month but didn't get the chance to talk through. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll start with the last thing I finished for this month, which is the Midtown mitts. These are part of a matching set that I made for my husband for Christmas this year. And there they are. These are meant to match with the hat I made him, which you can see over here. I think these came out really nice. This is obviously, you're familiar with this fiber. This is the Fiber MacGyver alpaca worsted in Oscar. And the Midtown mitts are by the Knit Yorker. I gave this project a 2 out of 5. I'm gonna be real, I was so 2x2 rib and gift knitted out by this point. So that's most of it. It just wasn't a very exciting thing for me to knit. I wanted to work on other things, which we will talk about later. But yeah, next thing we have to talk about is, I only have 2 of them here because one of them has already been gifted. Oh, we have a Brad. There we go. One of them's already been gifted, but these are the Essential Beanies by Andrea Gaughan that I made this month. I made 3 of these this month. One of them has already been gifted to my father-in-law in various shades of Woolstock DK. Ooh, there goes it. Woolstock DK for the DK weight ones that I have knit, and again, that Fiber MacGyver for this worsted weight one. I gave the Essential Beanie a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it enough that I made it 3 times and it didn't wear on me. I liked it. I'm gonna make more. Easy, super good hat, and a very true size for an adult XL, I think. I've had as someone who has a lot of large-headed men in their life, I have had a hard time in the past finding hat patterns that work for them, and these worked great. So yeah. Next up is another gift knit. This is the Morton cowl. This was knit in 2 different Malabrigos, one in Machita in Cielo y Tierra, and the other in Mecha in Polar Morn. I gave this one a 3 out of 5. There wasn't much to this pattern other than how to do this lovely slip stitch, and I think it looks really nice. But yeah, that's about it. The next thing we have to talk about is my finished cameo vest. This is by Tere Besh in Woolstock, Blue Sky Fibers Woolstock, the 150 gram skeins in Highland Fleece. And I think it came out super cute. I thought about wearing it with this outfit today, but it's a high of 65, not quite autumnal weather yet. It was 40 when I left the house this morning though, so we went for the corduroy dress and the little striped turtleneck, and no tights today, but maybe this weekend when it's a little colder. But yeah, I thought it turned out super cute. Very pleased with it. I gave this a 4 out of 5. I love a twisted stitch motif. I thought the pattern was well written. It was my first time working these knot stitches that are featured across it. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It felt like a very charming piece the entire time I was working on it, which I liked. And finally, you know this piece. This was not knit this month, but I didn't get the chance to talk about it last month, and I said I'd do it at the end of this one. This is the Wave Sweater by Spektakelstrikken. Okay. This is in Pearl Soho Plenty in Red Plum and Fig. And here she is in her fully blocked glory. She weighs 900 grams. She's fabulous. I gave it a 4 out of 5. God, it's so good. It's really, really good. I don't know what else to say. Like, it's really good. I just can't assess for wear yet because it's not cold enough for the heaviest sweater on earth. But oh boy, when Minnesota gets into the negatives again, y'all are gonna be sick of me. You're gonna be sick of me. So now that we've gone through all the FOs, let's talk a little bit more about the whips we've got going on, starting with the one that has had less work done on it as of late. That is, of course, my Thalia shawl by Sari Nordlund. I've gotten a good amount done on this. You can see the lace pattern is starting to come into play. You can see that in the light. Still loving this green. I think it's fabulous. And yeah, I just have not really been in the mood for knitting flat or knitting lace right now. So I'll get it done. Considering it's one of 2 projects I have left for the year, we'll get it done. But there it is. I'm in the middle of section 2 of 3 right now, and I believe I have enough yarn that I'm gonna do the tassels as well. So it'll be an event, this shawl. The other thing, which I've found myself really enjoying working on, is my ruka pullover, also by Sari Nordlund. Let me straighten out a little bit so you can get a better look at this color work. There it is. The more I work on this, the more I'm enjoying it. This felt like it was going to be such an ugly duckling project because it had been sitting in kind of whip hell for almost a year. I bought these colors thinking they looked different, But now that I've really gotten into it, I'm really liking it. I think it's really fabulous. It feels very kind of old school. But yeah, I think the blues look good together. One of my coworkers did say, she was like, it gives me Frozen vibes a little bit. But she was saying that that's because she has young kids. I see where she's going with that. But to me, this feels much more like I am gonna hike in, like, I'm gonna go hiking in Iceland kind of vibes. These colors, I believe I've mentioned already, are Cascade 220 Air and Superwash in various shades of blue and white. And I think this is gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be really good. It might be cute under this little dress, so we'll see. But in the meantime, that's what I've been up to. Thanks for tuning in for another month. I'm sorry I'm filming this last bit after work, so I've got what you could call a creative hair situation going on. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I got a lot done this month. I think my total number of finished objects for September was 6, bringing us to, gosh, does that bring us to 18? That's a lot. This lets me know that if I ever wanted to become just a hat factory, I could. But yeah. Oh, another thing I finished this month I forgot to talk about, because it's made its way to its new home, the Sprinkles on Top sweater. I didn't enjoy the pattern. It was free. I got what I paid for. I give the pattern a 1 out of 5, but because it was bad, I did the things that I like to do. So I did a 2x2 rib for the neckline and sleeves and hem. I embroidered flowers on it, and I think the final project is like deeply adorable. I just didn't think the pattern was very good. But that I also finished. It's made its way to my cousin. She's due in October, so I have successfully finished something before the baby that it's for arrived, which is great. But yeah, in the meantime, before I see you next, I'm gonna get some more work done on the ruka sweater and hopefully finish that up next month. I'm gonna, of course, pet the boy. I mean, how could I not? But yeah, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it as always. And I will see you next month. Bye.